Welcome to my channel. I'm Jan from Twin Floats, an energy healer, hypnotherapist, and creator of human designs. And if you found your way here, and maybe it wasn't by accident. Maybe there's something you've been feeling for a very long time. A connection you cannot explain. An energy you keep returning to, or a deep inner knowing that refuses to disappear. This channel is a space for souls who are awakening. A place where nothing has to be forced and where every emotion, every confusion, every transformation is welcome. Because the twin flame journey is not really about chasing another person. It is about meeting yourself. The version of you hidden beneath old wounds, fears, conditioning, and separation, the version of you waiting to be remembered. Sometimes someone enters your life like a mirror. Not to save you. Not to complete you. But to awaken something sleeping inside your soul. And that awakening can feel beautiful, overwhelming, lonely, magnetic, and deeply transformative all at once. What I share here does not come from fantasy or theory. It comes from lived experience, healing, energy work, and spiritual transformation. Through these videos, we'll explore our twin flame journey and the deeper spiritual truths hidden beneath a twin connection. So if your soul feels called to this path, you are welcome here. And maybe, just maybe, this journey was never about finding them. Maybe it was always about finding yourself. There are journeys in life that change you, and then there is the journey of a twin flame. It is a path that can feel magical and beautiful, yet at the same time deeply confronting, intense, and anything but easy. Most people speak only about the beauty of it, the synchronicities, the recognition, the overwhelming feeling of finally coming home to someone. But almost no one speaks about what truly happens when a twin flame enters your life. Ever since I was a child, I carried a strange feeling deep within me, as if somewhere on this planet there was someone walking around carrying a piece of the same soul. There was always a quiet inner knowing that if our paths were ever meant to cross, something far greater than love itself would awaken inside me. And so, for years, I searched for it. I searched in people, in relationships, in intense emotional connections, always silently asking the same question, are you the one? And sometimes, I truly believed I had found her. Certain encounters felt impossibly familiar, almost unreal in their intensity, as if the universe itself was whispering softly, this is it. But every single time, those connections revealed themselves to be karmic. They were never meant to stay forever, only to teach me something. Each one arrived carrying a lesson hidden beneath the attraction, the passion, and the emotional chaos. And although I did not fully understand it at the time, every encounter was slowly preparing me for something far deeper than anything I had ever experienced before. Because the deepest parts of who I was had never truly transformed, I kept calling the same restless energies into my life. Different faces, different names, yet always the same story unfolding beneath them. The same painful cycles. The same emotional storms. The same invisible wounds repeating themselves through every connection I touched. I fell into relationships that began like fire, magnetic, intoxicating, impossible to resist. For a moment, they made me believe I had finally found what my soul had been searching for. The passion was overwhelming, the attraction undeniable, as if two worlds collided with a force too powerful to control. But slowly, the light within those connections began to change. What first felt like love became emotional chaos. What felt comforting became exhausting. And beneath the intensity, the same unresolved pain kept rising to the surface again and again, asking to be seen. That is the quiet difference between karmic love and a true soul connection. Karmic relationships pull you in with intensity, chemistry, and desire, but eventually they begin to mirror every unhealed part of yourself. They awaken the wounds you hoped love would erase. They leave you confused, drained, and trapped inside cycles you cannot seem to break, no matter how desperately you try. And somewhere deep within me, I knew I no longer wanted to live this way. Yet still, I repeated the pattern. again and again and again. I searched for validation through the eyes of others, believing that if I could become enough for someone else, perhaps I could finally silence the emptiness living inside me. I thought love from another person could save me from myself. That if someone chose me deeply enough, the broken parts within me would finally disappear. But they never did. Because no relationship, no matter how passionate or beautiful, can heal the parts of you that you refuse to face within yourself. And then, one rainy night, everything changed. She called out to me. And from that moment on, my life was never the same again. Everything I had been avoiding suddenly rose to the surface. The pain, the fears, the addictions, the emotional wounds, the constant escaping from myself. For the first time in my life, I had no other choice but to truly face myself. And honestly, there is no way back after that. Even now, I still struggle sometimes. I still catch myself running from the intensity of it all. Old childhood wounds still try to pull me backwards. But this journey has shown me something powerful. Every time I try to run from myself, life itself seems to stand still. Healing is not linear. Sometimes it feels like taking steps forward, only to fall backwards again. But maybe that is the process. Maybe the soul patiently waits until we are finally ready to look at what still needs healing. And strangely enough, it is exactly through surrender, through allowing the pain, the fear, the uncertainty that I slowly began discovering my own strength. For me, this journey truly accelerated during an ayahuasca ceremony about a year ago. I remember sitting there and asking the universe one simple question: teach me how to truly love myself, and send me the person with whom I can learn all aspects of unconditional love. And believe me, the universe answered. But what nobody tells you is that unconditional love first requires you to release everything standing in the way of it: the fears, the ego, the addictions, the unhealthy patterns, and the constant need for control. I thought I was asking for light, for something gentle and beautiful, but instead I was guided through shadows. It became a sacred passage through storms and emotional darkness, where every wound slowly revealed itself as a lesson, every trigger became a mirror, and every painful moment pushed my soul closer toward awakening. The journey forced me to confront the parts of myself I had spent years avoiding, the pain I had buried, the patterns I kept repeating, and the emptiness I tried to escape through others. It was not soft, and it was not easy. There were moments where everything inside me felt as though it was breaking apart so that something deeper and more truthful could finally emerge. And yet, despite how difficult it has been, despite the confusion, the surrender, and the emotional intensity of it all, it has also become the most beautiful journey of my life. And that is exactly what this channel is about. Not just the magic, but also the chaos, the mirrors, the triggers, the separation, the healing, and the transformation that comes with a twin flame journey. I want to share my personal experiences openly, the lessons, the challenges, the growth, and the deeper spiritual truths hidden beneath these connections that are often left unspoken. Here, we will talk about awakening, the runner and chaser dynamic, energetic bonds that cannot be explained by logic alone, separation, healing, consciousness, human design, astrology, and the many layers of spiritual transformation that unfold when you walk this path. I will also share intuitive insights and astrological energies that may influence your journey in the weeks ahead, offering reflections on what is moving through the collective and how it may be experienced on a personal level. So if this resonates in your heart, not just in your mind, you are welcome here. If your life feels like it is collapsing and awakening at the same time, if reality feels unfamiliar, almost unrecognizable, and yet you feel deeply, undeniably connected to someone in a way you cannot explain, then maybe you are exactly where you are meant to be. You are not going crazy, you are remembering something. You are not alone, and there is a deeper intelligence moving through everything that is unfolding in your life right now, even in the confusion, even in the intensity, even in the unknown. So stay, subscribe, and walk this path with us. And maybe, just maybe, through this journey together, we begin to remember what this connection is truly here to show us, and who we are becoming through it.